Hey guys, welcome to the next episode where we are still talking about the deficiencies of the mind. The second thing that the mind doesn't know how to do is how to process negatives. We are wired in the positive by our creator, so our mind does not know how to process negatives, and it affects us a lot. It affects us in our negotiations, it affects us in our conversations, in our relationship, and different ways. In our communications, the mind does not know how to process negatives. Let's say, for example, you see a father talking to a child, telling the child, "Junior, don't close the door," and Junior will go on to close the door. The father will repeat again, "Junior, I said don't close the door." Junior will still go back and close the door. You know what? The thing is that what the father has been communicating is what Junior has been doing. Like master communicators will tell us that the response we get at the end of every of our communication is what we have communicated. Yes, and I explain here. The response you get at the end of every of the communication is what you have communicated. So when you communicate a thing, you shouldn't assume that you have truly communicated. You wait for the response. When you receive the response, the feedback, that's when you know what you have communicated. Because there are three things involved in communication, which I want to talk much later in my subsequent episode. One of the things about masterful communication is this. The three things about masterful communication is this. First, what do I intend to say? Second, what did I say? Third, what did the person hear me say? If you know how to marry these three things, you understand that communication is not about what you have just said. It is your intention, what you have said, and what you were heard. What was heard. So these three things come together. So what Junior must have heard is this. Once you remove the negative, since the mind doesn't know how to process negative, you remove the don't. The don't is in the negative. What will be left in that statement is, "Junior, close the door." So let's quickly do this. "Junior, don't close the door." And since we are learning today that the mind doesn't know how to process negative, the mind, since it doesn't know how to process negative, it does three things. It either deletes, distorts, or generalizes our information. So it will quickly delete that negative since it doesn't know how to process it. Once it deletes it, the don't is in the negative. So let's delete the don't, and we have "Junior, close the door." And what would Junior do? Junior had closed the door. So you see that the problem wasn't from Junior, the problem is from you. So having learned this, you want to begin to better your life, better your communication skills, and better your relationship with your kids, your family, and everything. If you have learned something, please, I want to have you share this video, like this video, and drop a comment in the comment box. Thank you for following through.